Now, the MPOW is a brand in the affordable wireless earbud category which I always wanted to buy. And towards the end of year 2020 last year, they actually released the MDots wireless earbud, which is actually an affordable pair with extra bass, instant pairing, and removable earwings. Now, it also boasts an IPX6 water resistant rating. And of course, earlier this month, I came across the MDots on promotion during the Lazada Singapore 88 event. And so my fingers were very quick. It hit the buy button with my own money to test it out. Hi everyone, this is Johnny. Welcome to my channel. And of course, in my channel, I actually mainly focuses on testing and reviewing budget and affordable wireless earbuds so that it can help you to decide before you hit the buy button. And if you like such content, it would be so amazing if you could actually smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Besides that, share it with all your friends who may also like my content as well. So without further ado, let's get into today's content. Now, the MDots earbud retails for around US $25, but you might be able to get it slightly cheaper via other platforms. For me, I got mine for around 17 Singapore dollars at the recent Lazada Singapore event for the 8th August event. Now, I will actually put the details in the description below. Now, if you want, you can click on it and purchase it if you like it. Now, I've actually been testing the MPOW MDots wireless earbud for the past 1 week. And so here are actually the top 3 things to consider before you hit that buy button. And as usual, towards the end of the video, I will be including audio tracks showcasing the microphone quality of the MDots wireless earbuds. Now, first of all, in terms of the design and build, the size and shape is pretty similar to the Xiaomi Redmi AirDots wireless earbuds. Now, the charging case is actually made of plastic. It has a smooth matte finishing. And when you hold that case in your hand, it feels a little bit flimsy and plasticky. But the thing is, thanks to its matte finishing, it's not easy to get scratches. And even if the case do get some scars and scratches, and here and there, it's not very obvious thanks to its black color and the matte finishing. Now, on the top of the lid, you will actually see a faint hot stem logo. Overall, it's very low profile, very minimalist design. I like it, nice. Now, at the back of the case, you will actually find the micro USB port. When you plug in the charging cable, the front LED light, the single LED light, it will actually light up to indicate that it's actually charging. Now, there's a slight depression just above the LED light, highlighted in glossy finish. Now, this is actually to indicate that this is a lid opening, so that you can just use your fingernail to lift up the lid to reveal the earbuds within. Now, the lid itself doesn't provide any resistance to hold the lid at any angle you want, so therefore you will actually need to open up the lid fully to access the earbuds. Now, once open, the earbuds will sit vertically in the case, and you will actually see the MPOW corporate logo printed on each earbuds where the tactile buttons are located. Now, the earbuds, they actually sit half exposed with a semicircle groove on both corners. Is actually for the users to take out the earbuds easily. Now, holding the earbuds in your hand, they actually feel pretty well built compared to the case. And it actually has a little bit of weight. Now, the earbud design, it follows the same finishing as the casing itself. And of course, both the earbuds and the casing, thanks to the matte finishing, they are not fingerprint magnets. Now, in the middle of the earbuds, you will actually find a removable rubber earwings. Now, this actually allows you to actually use the MDots without the earwings if you're not very comfortable with something sticking out. Now it actually has a short ear tip which is covered with a mild mesh. Well, more of a metal mesh. Now the charging case actually uses a magnet to keep the lid closed, and there is actually an internal groove around the circumference within the case. Is actually to keep the lid firmly in place when you close it. So the lid is not really very wobbly after you close the lid, thanks to this groove around it. Now, putting aside all the general things, let's talk about the first major thing to consider about the MDots, and that is actually the battery life. Now, the first thing to mention is that the company actually did not mention anything about the battery sizes for both the casing and the earbuds. But they do claim that the earbuds can actually last up to 4 hours on a single charge, and the casing is actually able to provide an additional 16 hours of usage, giving the user a total of up to 20 hours. Now, on my own testing, the MDots only lasted 2.5 hours on 100% volume, that's on music, and 3 hours at 50% volume. Now, in terms of talk time, on the MDots, I got very similar results, lasting only about 2.5 hours on phone calls and video calls. And when we talk about mixed usage, I was only able to get 2 hours, and that is on the condition that we are talking about is 1 hour on music and 1 hour on phone calls. So in terms of mixed usage, I was only able to get around 2 hours. Now, this is, in terms of the battery life performance, is actually nowhere near the 4 hours claim by the company. And on my own testing, there are actually other affordable earbuds around the same price point which actually last far longer than the MDots earbud. For example, I have the Basis WM01, which actually lasted 5 hours at 70% volume. And even the Tautronics Sound Liberty 77, they actually lasted 6 hours at 100% volume. So this is something to actually think about it. If you're actually considering to actually buy the MDots wireless earbud. But of course, my battery testing, the duration, I can only speak for the set I have on hand and not for the rest of the MDots earbuds used by other buyers. Now, let's move on to the second major thing to consider, and that is actually the functionality, more of the day-to-day functionality. Now, the MDot actually uses Bluetooth 5.0 connection. Now, in terms of initial Bluetooth pairing experience, it was an absolute delight. Now, once you open the lid, and you will actually immediately see MPOW MDots appearing on your Bluetooth menu. Click on it, and you will actually initiate the pairing. Within 2 to 3 seconds, about 2 to 3 seconds later, the pairing process will be completed, and then you can actually start using the MDots with your iPhone or your Android phone, your laptop or PC, or even your Mac. And the thing is this, because of the instant pairing feature, you do not need to take out your earbuds at all. All you need to do is open up the case, earbuds are in the charging case, and you can actually initiate the pairing process. It's very convenient. Now, subsequently, in terms of Bluetooth connection, the Bluetooth reconnection, it's almost instant with your devices. Whenever you open the lid, it probably takes about 2 seconds, and then the connection will be done. Take it out, put it on, and you can start playing your favorite playlist. Now, on a day-to-day basis, the MDots, they are actually very comfortable to wear, even with the ear wings on. I mean, when I was testing it for the past 1 week, I actually didn't remove the ear wings at all. I was using it every day, and they're actually very comfortable to wear, even with the ear wings on. Firstly, it's because they are very lightweight, and secondly, they're actually very easy to wear. You don't need to, do a lot of adjustments, to get the right seal, the right fit. More importantly is, over a prolonged period, like you're wearing it for 2 hours, 3 hours, or even longer than that, the MDots actually doesn't track heat. So and you won't feel any heat built up in your ear, and I also do not feel any ear fatigues when I was testing it for like 2 hours or 3 hours. Now, the MDots do not provide any active noise cancellation, so do not actually expect it to block out the subway noise or the bus engine rumbling sound. But surprisingly, with the in-ear silicone tip, they can actually block out environment noise, like the ambience chatters. When you're sitting in a cafe, you have people chatting around you, they're able to block out those. And even the humming sound of the air conditioner unit. And of course, thanks to the ear wings, it actually stays firmly in my ears. Now, though I would like to point out that the ear wings, the hook, the tip, alright, the pointy tip, they're not very flexible and soft. So some of you who have a little bit smaller ear, your outer ear is a bit smaller, you may want to consider to remove the ear wings so that it doesn't cause additional discomfort when you're wearing them. Now, if you were to combine the ear wings with the IPX6 waterproof rating, now the MDot is actually an excellent choice, for sweaty, high intensity cardio workout sessions. And for those of you who actually, you had to work out in noisy gyms. So this is actually a perfect choice for some of you here who are looking for some inexpensive pair of wireless earbuds, whereby you don't need to worry of it, not functioning when it's get all sweaty and wet. Now, the tactile buttons on the MDots are very responsive, and with the included volume control, it also means that you don't need to touch your phone much while you're exercising or you're commuting or when you're using it. Now, still, from my 1 week of usage, I'd like to mention a few bummers which I actually encountered. So the first bummer is actually the exterior finishing. Now, even though it actually has a smooth matte finishing, but the casing itself and the earbuds, they actually do not offer much grip. When I was holding it with my fingers, and there were actually a few occasions whereby the casing and the earbuds almost slip out from my hands. And this is actually especially after my jogging session. So, of course, if you have large hands like mine or you have fat fingers like me, do take note of this. But if you have smaller hands and smaller fingers, I think you should be okay. Now, the second bummer is actually the short battery life. And the thing is that since many of us are probably still working from home, or you need to be mobile, due to the current situation that we are in, this means that I may not consider the MDots for work actually. I won't consider for video conferencing calls, or I have some calls which are very long sessions. And I also wouldn't really consider the MDots for long travel trips or long exercise sessions, which are more than 2 hours. But of course, I can only speak again, like I mentioned earlier, I can only speak of the product I have on hand, and not the rest. So for those of you who actually own the MDots, it'd be great if you could actually share with me what are your experience with the MDots, especially in terms of the battery life. Is it at 4 hours as per what the company claims? Now, the third bummer is actually the built-in volume control. The thing is that each time I press and hold the button on either the earbuds for about 2 or 3 seconds to activate the volume control, it only increases or decreases one time of 10%. So let's say, for example, if the volume is at 0%, if I want to increase it to 70% or 50%, I will have to repeat the same command 5 times. That is pretty irritating, because I would be able to adjust the volume much faster via my phone. So on this, it's nice that MDots actually introduced built-in volume control, but I think this is a very poor implementation of an essential control. But still, at $17 Singapore dollars, I don't think that this is actually a deal breaker. Moving on to the third major thing to consider. is the sound quality. Now, the M dot actually didn't really specify what type of codec supported, but I think it supported SBC and AAC because I was actually testing it out on both my iPhone and my Android. Now, the MDots actually has a very prominent bass. It really kicks and punches in my ears. And even the darker sub-bass tone doesn't sound too deep. It actually rumbles pretty fiercely. Now, when it comes to EDMs, the lower tones and the darker electronic tones are amplified, which gives the MDots a fuller body in sound. When it comes to vocals, very clear. So whether you're listening to a music or a video, the vocals are always front and center, but it's not overpowering the other sounds in the soundtrack, like the AirDots tree. Now, instruments and classicals are okay. Sound location is possible. You will feel the music around you. But for a $17 wireless earbuds, don't expect too much for the soundstage. Now, when you're watching videos through Netflix and YouTube, it's great. There's no sound delay, whether it's on iPhone or Android. But for gaming, the audio latency, the audio delay is very bad. And this is also considering that the MDots do not have a dedicated gaming mode to reduce the latency. So I would say overall, the sound of MDots is good. Yes, strong bass, clear vocals. But people who love loud music will be a little disappointed, will be a tad disappointed with the volume output at 100%. And of course, it's definitely not really suitable at all for gaming. Now, finally, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will include a variety of sound clips to demonstrate the microphone quality of the MDots. So remember to pull on your headphones.
Testing 1 2 3. As you can see from here, I'm currently testing the MDots wireless earbud. But I'm currently recording this video from my iPhone. It's the proprietary camera app using the front-facing camera, the selfie camera. So it's actually not selecting the MDots as the microphone. It's actually using the built-in, so that you can actually know exactly what's the difference, okay, between the iPhone mic and the mic quality from the MDots. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a mic test on the MPOW MDots wireless earbud. This is a mic test on the MDots wireless earbud. I am currently walking around my apartment. Walking around my apartment. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a mic test of the MDots wireless earbud. This is a mic test on the MDots wireless earbud. I'm currently walking along a park. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a mic test on the MDots wireless earbud. This is a mic test on the MDots wireless earbud. I'm currently inside a shopping mall. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a mic test on the AirDots wireless earbud. This is a mic test on the MDots wireless earbud. I'm currently in a fashion shop. Testing 1 2 3.
Alright. So, are they worth it? Should you actually buy the MDots? Well, if we look past the short battery life of about 2.5 to 3 hours, in my opinion, the MDots is great for people who want stronger bass and an affordable pair of wireless earbuds for their workouts and gym, and of course for short commutes between work and home. Otherwise, there are better options out there at this price point, whereby the mics are better for phone calls, for work from homes, and also for longer webinar sessions. Alright, so there you have it. This is actually my personal review of the MPOW MDots wireless earbud. I hope it has helped you. If it did, it'd be great if you could actually smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share my content with as many friends as possible. My name is Johnny, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!